Jack Thunder and the Fragments of Anima. Book 3. Darkness. Chapter 5. Carnival of Despair. Strombolio led the way through the foliage, Shadowpaws close behind him. It was already pretty cold when they came out here, but Buckthorn could swear that it was colder than before. It wasn't because of the wind either. In fact, the wind that had whispered through the tree branches above them before had grown silent. She turned her gaze up to the sky. It was still purple, but now it looked closer to slate than plum. Probably just my imagination, she thought to herself. She wanted to believe that. But wasn't this how the Turquoise Islands were before she and Jack Thunder faced down the Wendigos? She shook her head and groaned. All I need now is for it to start snowing. She and the rest of the team saw nothing else unusual about the forest. Not like they could see much in this gloom anyway. They stepped wherever Strombolio stepped. Slowly but surely, they made their way through the forest. Buckthorn could feel a vibration against her chest. She looked down. The sea stone was glowing a teal blue and pulsing at a steady rate. Wasn't this what Stormbringer did whenever it sensed the Wendigo's presence? Hey, is the sea stone pulsing too? She noticed Jack Thunder looking at her. Sure enough, Stormbringer was pulsing at the same rate as her necklace. Just like it did when they were surrounded by Wendigo-possessed fairies back on the Turquoise Islands. A wave of anxiety washed over her. She didn't know how long it had been, but if the Fragments could sense the Wendigos even at this distance, then they had worked much faster than Buckthorn had feared. What if they already took over the carnival? She snapped out of it when she noticed that Strombolio had stopped moving. He and Shadowpaws were standing at the edge of the forest, staring into the clearing. The rest of the team went up beside them to see what was going on. They were back at the carnival, but this wasn't the carnival they remembered. Jack Thunder could have mistaken it for deserted carnival grounds. What you would see when the fun was over and it was time for everyone to pack up and move on. The rides and structures were still present and intact, but there was no one operating them. They sat as desolate and empty as discarded pupa shells. Even the bright summer's end lights that adorned them had traded their vibrant colors for varying shades of gray. They still glowed dimly in the low light. The rest of the carnival fared no better. All around them, from the rides to the trees to the ground itself, the land had been sapped of all color. Where there were once the fair's bright hues, there were now bleached white surfaces. Jack Thunder would have said that winter arrived early in the nursery rhyme district, but this was no winter. No natural winter, anyway. The team stepped out of the brush and into the former carnival grounds. It provided no relief from the cold, and the wind still hadn't blown. It would have been completely silent were it not for the thrumming from the Anima fragments in Jack Thunder and Buckthorn's possession and the crunch of the ground beneath them. Jack Thunder shivered. The place was obviously Anima depleted, and it happened so fast. How long were they out in the woods for? I don't get it. It was fine just a few minutes ago. How did it get this bad this fast? Shadowpaws almost shouted in confusion. Jack Thunder turned to the Nekomata. It was like this on Tempest Island, too. When the Wendigo attacked, I left the village for a few minutes, and when I came back, it was completely drained. Wendigos work very fast. Jack is right, San added. Figures that they would lure their prey into a false sense of security first. Razor leapt off of Jack Thunder's shoulder and began sniffing the ground. What is it, Razor? What do you smell? Jack Thunder asked. The wyvern didn't answer. He just kept sniffing, making his way towards one of the roller coasters. He stopped in front of the sign at the entrance. It read, "The Wood Dragon," in faded red letters. He whined. San could feel something was off about the coaster. He looked closer at the rails. Normally, they would glow with a soft, warm magenta aura, the color of Nekomata magic. But these rails' aura was very dark, even darker than the darkest of dark magic, almost black, and it gave off a deep red gleam. Even worse was the chill surrounding them. There was no mistaking what this was. Before he could say anything, though, the entire coaster jolted with a clash and a bang. He jumped back as it sprung to life before his very eyes, shifting, transforming into something new. Rails became claws and wings and a tail. The end split off and twisted upon itself, forming a snout. One by one, the beast pulled its claws out of the ground. Its entire form was made from the structure of the former roller coaster. Its body was warped and twisted roots and the trunks of trees. Dry, cracked bark formed its scales, and patches of the glow fungi Jack Thunder saw earlier drew profane runes across its entire body. Its claws were tree roots, and its wings were covered in leaves. The wooden dragon glowered down at them with glowing red eyes. Jack Thunder gulped, but readied himself nonetheless. Here we go. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like more from our friend Jack Thunder, you can check out my new book series, Jack Thunder and the Fragments of Anima, on Amazon using the link in the description. Or you can head on over to my Teespring and grab a few things from my shop. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content every week. Thank you for watching.